Hey, Nick.
What up, Holmes?
What does a pirate pay for his corn?
Ooh, what does a pirate pay for his corn?
A buccaneer. We don't have it yet.
What up, everybody? It's We Don't Have It Yet, back with you for another exciting week of nonsense. This week, we are opening things right away with a handheld giveaway drawing, as we will continue to do for you loyal listener Patreon people. Let's see, lots going on this week. Xbox prices are going up along with everything else. The Steam machine pricing was revealed to be extremely high. GTA 6 is here, or at least its pre-orders and prices are here, and there's lots to talk about that. We got Backlog Buster Brothers for you. I filled in some more movies in my own back watching. Wyatt got Star Fox, and so much more. What is up, my brother?
I'm living life, loving life. It's a beautiful day out. Can't wait to get this episode in the can and enjoy some sunshine. How about you?
It's been raining here for the past 4 days, and I'm hoping that we can put this in the can so I can catch what little bit of sunshine there is in order to mow the lawn, because my neighbors probably flippin' hate me right now.
Well, just let Bowie go visit. They'll be okay.
Not sure that would help.
Bowie fixes everything.
Well, with Snuggles, yes. Crapping in their lawn and killing their grass with his pee probably wouldn't smooth the relationship over too much, but he's got the snuggle fronts locked. Yeah.
All right, let's get into it, since I know everybody is super pumped. Let's
give away a handheld.
Yeah, let's give away the handheld, and let me see.
What are we giving away?
That's a great question, because I don't have it sitting in front of me. I believe it's an M17, which is a...
No, you posted the O30S, I think.
Thank you. Yes, the O30S open source console, which is an Ambernick clone, my good friend has told me.
Yeah, it's a little horizontal unit. I think it's a 3326 rock chip. I always get the numbers in those wrong, but it's a lower powered, nearly ubiquitous chip that runs throughout a lot of the clone systems and stuff. But this will get you a fully playable experience up to including PlayStation, but all your Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, SNES, NES, Genesis, all that stuff will run completely flawlessly, and you could even squeeze a little bit of Dreamcast out of it on certain titles. So using good health, enjoy, and there will be more to come. That's all I can say. So if you want to go ahead and jump into it, I say let's do it, man.
We had 13 entrants for this one, which is pretty awesome if you ask me.
All you got to do is sign up for the Patreon free tier, and you'll be automatically enrolled for the next one and the coming ones.
Yeah, and if you sign up for the paid tier, I will put my finger on the scale and you will win. Not really. That would be rude. But hey, you could also pay us. You can also pay us if you want.
We'll just do it in modern business speak. These are our strategically aligned partners that happen to have maybe found a way to win. No, we're on the up and up here. I'm going to record Wyatt spinning the little wheel on his stream here, and I can present it as evidence if ever needed.
Yeah, once we get called into court, we will have this indisputable evidence that this is on the up and up.
All right, let's give away a handheld, man.
Without further ado, here we go.
I'm watching the stream. Wyatt's spinning the wheel, and it's gonna land on Tyler. I don't know who you are. Wyatt might. Hopefully you know who you are, and you just have to contact us because you won yourself an O30 OS emulation handheld unit.
Congratulations, Tyler. I've got your email address on file, so I'll be reaching out to you to get your address and get this mailed out to you, hopefully Monday.
And if you didn't win, do not be discouraged. I've already shipped a dozen units to Wyatt for additional giveaways, so we should be covered for the rest of 2026. And they keep showing up here, so I'll keep giving them away. I don't feel like selling them.
And I'll just skim one off the top for my troubles. So
Yep. Yeah, take one for your time, man.
No, I have enough handhelds and consoles.
Well, I think I've sent you a few at this point anyway.
Yeah. No, you've sent me 2 or 3 already, so I've already got my skimmed off the top. But once again, congratulations, Tyler. Like I said, I will email you after this episode's over, and hopefully we can get your mailing address and get that shipped right out to you.
Congrats, Tyler. Well, talking about video games, as we often are known to do, Mr. Wyatt, my laziest transition ever, we might as well get into the topic that everybody's going to be talking about this week. That'll bump our listener numbers. Yeah, it's not Star Fox, unfortunately. The GTA 6 pre-release stuff has happened. They announced pricing, they announced pre-orders, and it's going to be $80 for your standard edition at launch and $100 for, I can't remember what they're calling it, a collector's edition perhaps, that includes locales in the game that won't exist for some players that didn't buy the $100 package.
Locales, shops, clothing. Essentially, you're going to have vehicles. You're going to have parts of the game that are just not available to you.
Missing, essentially.
The Ultimate Edition is what it's called.
I mean, it's cosmetic items, but we're talking about cosmetics that exist inside of a single-player world, and I'm sure they'll stretch into GTA Online. But I have different feelings about this versus something like a Fortnite for sure. I don't know. It's hard on this one. And I guess the biggest news of all is that day one, you can buy a nice little plastic case for your PS5 or Xbox shelf, and there ain't going to be a damn thing in it other than a download code.
So can we stop shitting on Nintendo for game key cards at this point? Because at least that's something physical.
I will say that, in comparison, at least they found what I'll call a compromise with Nintendo, in so much as that you could still lend me a physical cartridge to a game on Switch 2, even if it, quote, just is a key card, right?
Yeah, it's just a license, but you can trade it, you can sell it. It's still physical. You still vaguely own it, unlike GTA 6 here, where you are paying to get a piece of paper with a code and a box. You're getting a download. You cannot sell it. You cannot lend it.
Not to get too far off topic right off the bat, but Sony just announced yesterday that they're pulling 500 and some movies they've lost the distribution rights to. So if you bought any of those titles on the PlayStation ecosystem, they just gone bye-bye. Your owned movie that you, quote, bought, gone. Poof. You don't have it anymore.
And I will say it again.
You never owned it.
I will say it again. If you have bought something off one of these services that wasn't specifically said to be a rental, and they take it away from you, you should not feel bad at all if you decide to go sail the high seas and find a copy to keep for yourself, because you bought it. And yes, the argument is, well, you just bought a license, and that license can be revoked at any time. That's bullcrap. I don't care.
Then it's not buying.
Exactly. It's renting, and it should just be set as a long-term rental. Don't say anything as a purchase.
Then piracy isn't theft. It's borrowing. Right?
Right. That's the way I feel. Once you're done with it, yeah. Once you're done with it, you can download it off your hard drive, and then guess what? You just borrowed it, and you don't have it anymore.
Yeah, it's
something that really makes me mad.
Yeah, as it should. Now, I guess this is where we diverge a little bit. I believe that this is kind of a warm-up into, or a lead-up into a physical release eventually. You don't believe it will, and I believe there's room for both arguments to be made. What do you think?
I don't think... maybe eventually. Way down the road, when this is released on PlayStation 7... that yes, there'll be a physical.
Oh, you get the PS7 Enhanced Edition, right?
Exactly, just like we had, we had GTA 5 on PS3, PS4, PS5, 3 generations long. Eventually, yes. So maybe I will say you're correct in the sense that at some point there will probably be an actual disc that acts as your key to download the game off the internet, because that's all discs are at this point, are just the same thing as a game key card. That's essentially what all discs are for the most part. There are very few games, if you tried putting a game into your system and left it offline and tried playing it, you're not playing the game, because they will put the bare minimum that they can put on it, and the rest you're downloading off the internet.
How often is that totally the case now? Excuse my ignorance, because I've never really tried to just install, say, a random Xbox title offline.
Recently,
it just goes, okay, you got the game, but everything on this game is newer, so we're just going to download all that data.
It's pretty prevalent these days.
Yeah.
It's not very often, and I'm sure someone out there is going to be able to give me the numbers or correct me that, well, actually, it's only 45% of games. But it happens a lot more than it should. Games are, in general, games are shipped unfinished. That is the world that we live in now.
Yeah, this we definitely know. But as far as like,
you can't. A lot of games are not playable.
That day one title, if I bought it, is there even X amount of data being stored on that disk, or is it literally just a checkpoint that goes, yep, they have it, you can open up the walls to the server now?
Yeah, I'm not going to say a majority because I don't know, but there are a lot of games that are that way, that you cannot physically play the game without an internet connection to download the rest of the game.
Even further now, I think GTA 6 is going to be an always online experience, is it not? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, Rockstar, Take-Two, and all of them, they can do whatever they want because this is going to be the largest video game property probably we will see in our media property in our lifetimes. Yep. We might not see anything bigger. This has been 13 years coming, maybe longer at this point. It doesn't matter what they do; it's gonna sell. They're the one company I think right now with that one property that they can go, you know what? We are not releasing a disc. You can buy a physical copy, but it's just a download code, and it's still going to sell. It doesn't matter.
They have the
power. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is the one property that I think is going to be, I mean, there's people giving them flack. I'm one of them for it, but it's not going to hurt the bottom line. Am I going to buy it day one? No. Was I going to buy it day one if it came out on a disc? No. But I don't know. I've said this before because we've been talking about GTA 6 on and off for the year we've been doing this podcast because there's been news coming out every month or so about it. GTA has kind of passed me by in a sense. I do appreciate that the game for now, and this is going to change as well. As you said, the game is single player. It's not launching with a GTA Online mode. It's the single player story mode. And that is something that does still appeal to me at this ripe old age that I am in my video gaming years. I enjoy single player experiences.
Most def.
Was it Battlefield 2042 that you got me to play? And I'm like, oh, cool. Is there a campaign mode? And you're like, no, it's literally just online PvP. I'm like, well, that's kind of dumb. Like, I don't really play Call of Duty games anymore, but when I did, I preferred going through whatever campaign they have because it was fun, and I would dip my toes into online. But, PvP really isn't my thing anymore. I played years of competitive PvP, whether it be NHL, where I actually played in a league. I've played quote-unquote high-level PvP experiences, and it's just not really for me anymore. But I don't know, man. I know you think that, what did you say, next year you think there's going to be a physical release coming out for this?
I think the biggest driver to them not doing it in any form at launch at this point is purely about security. That's me. Because if you look at what happened with something like the No Man's Sky release, hotly anticipated title, hype doesn't even come close to meeting GTA 6. The closest thing I can think of as like hype level of GTA 6 was like waiting for Phantom Menace in 1999. Is how much stock people have put into this thing and hung on every word and every trailer and every little leak and spoil thing. The likelihood that from manufacturer to shipping to retail that copies weren't going to fall off the truck in between and break street date is zero. And to protect their street date, that might be the only way that they had, honestly. And I believe that. Now, fast forward 6 to 8 months later, when everybody's already bought the initial copy, and you come out with your collector's edition physical on a dual-layer Blu-ray containing all the original content, and we hear you, and it's 8 months later, and we're going to sell this to you now. And what are they actually doing? Selling it back to most people or a lot of people for a second time, which we'll then do again on PC and we'll do again on PS6 and so forth. And I don't think the plan is to sell this to you once. I think that they can look over 13 years of GTA 5 data and look at how they've sold it to people many times. I hope I'm right in a sense that we get that physical edition. I don't know. I'm just kind of going to be an observer from here on out, I think.
My argument to that is, and it goes directly to what we were just talking about, is the disc isn't going to have all the data on it. Yes, you'll be able to pull some assets and stuff on it, but it's going to be a code to download crap anyways.
But it doesn't matter.
You'll be able to pull...
I don't think it matters. You look at this, like a 13-year-old kid got into a Rockstar dev's computer at his house and took a couple shots with his cell phone, and they went into multiple criminal lawsuits and all that. It's so locked down and protected. The level of hype is astronomical, but the amount of other people's money that is tied up into this, they can't afford a leak. They can't. Because if one thing gets out and they go, look, it contains this on the disk and this file means that, and and then everybody's off to the races and they don't control the narrative anymore, it's just too high of a risk.
I don't think it's going to make a difference. That's the thing. It's GTA 6. Yes, I know you had the No Man's Sky comparison. No Man's Sky was a new property that, yes, was super hyped, and yes, it was the worst case scenario for the developers.
Well, the guy bought like a $1,500 copy on eBay or something like that. And shared it with Twitter. It was like, kind of.
There's not much here.
What the experience is here, yeah.
Which and
that ain't gonna happen. We know that.
This all kind of ties together because again, and it happened with there was a day one patch on No Man's Sky because they came out and said like this isn't the completed game that ships on the disc. Day one, you're going to be able to download XYZ. So like all of this stuff goes hand in hand. That like. I don't know. I think GTA 6 is the property at this point. It's so close. Like, yes, I don't know. I'm sure, like you said, eventually there will be a physical release. I don't think it's going to be 2027. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon because there's no real reason to. If it was the other way around, which makes no sense, like if it was only being released physically, then, then they would release it digitally, which again makes no sense because we have online storefronts. That's not what it is. Like I could see that, but just, I don't know. I mean, yes, I see, yes, the super ultimate edition, maybe we'll release this on disc, but I don't think that's going to be for a while, man. I don't think it's going to be 2027, especially with the game releasing in mid-November this year. It'll be at least a couple years. And GTA 5, yes, it got resold and resold and resold, but eventually, like, that just turned into it's GTA Online. That's where all the money is, which is why they turned around. Yeah, that's where they turn around. And you can buy GTA Online standalone at this point with your shark card bucks or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And so that's because the new release in 2027 or whatever is going to be whatever the new GTA 6 Online is. That's what it's going to be. I don't think Rockstar cares, and they proved with GTA 5 where there was...
They don't have to care.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, but GTA 5, like, it was, okay, we're going to do these 3 story DLCs, one for Michael, one for Franklin, one for Trevor, and they're going to come out XYZ, and then GTA Online blew up, and they went, screw it. Who cares? The online's where the money's going to be. So it makes sense in the sense that yes, you could get people to double dip just to go, oh, cool, I can get a disc of this. But why not just keep releasing it digitally where you collect a hell of a lot more money because you're not having to manufacture any disc. You were just manufacturing a piece of paper. I don't know.
It's still there.
I think
I'm an old man. I'm an old man. This is just, I mean, what, 85% of games are sold digitally now or something totally ridiculous, but I would still want to have, as just a fan of the property in some way, and the fact that it's been built up for so long, you just want something to hold on to that's yours. I understand the argument.
That's why you have the physical case. You were buying the physical case to put you're preaching to the choir, man. Both of us have way too much physical media. Like, I absolutely want it to be physical, but we are a dying breed, and it's very clear by the way that these companies are operating that they want to move to digital, and
Oh, they
this
don't
is
care. Yeah. You look
this
inside
is
of
the property
Walmart and
that to
Target,
try it with.
yeah, there's nothing in there anymore. The Best Buy video game section is depressing, man. It's the way of the world, and I understand that. It's shifting, but I don't know. I will be happy
I
to sit
like your
back and
rosy
watch and see
view.
what happens.
I like your rosy view that there will be a disc coming out, and
I
I
don't
hope
think it's
I'm
rosy.
wrong.
I think it's capitalist.
It's still, it gives us what we want, a physical edition. That's
Yeah.
what I mean by rosy, is that we would get what we want. Yes, they also get what they want.
I think
By
by
more
summer of
money.
27, you start to see a plateau and not a going down, but that initial pop has leveled off. Now we can introduce something to come back with a little extra bonus kick that might get them to buy it again. Let's do it, and we'll get those other
GTA
physical
Online
people
with
too.
$20 of virtual money. That's
Whatever
what
it happens to be, yeah.
But it doesn't need to be a physical disc, because I doubt there's going to be single player DLC. And again, I hope I'm wrong on all this, and I know I'm very pessimistic on it, but they're already locking. Let's see, I've got the thing here. So the Ultimate Edition, which is the $100 edition. So in addition to getting access to this stuff, I believe you can also play the game a week early if you buy the physical Ultimate Edition.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
surprising. A week early for a title like this? It ain't the newest NBA 2K. God damn.
Okay, I apologize. You are allowed to if you buy the digital version, you can preload it a week early. Because they want you to be able to play exactly on. But I mean, this is what, Madden and NBA and all of the EA games do, is they go, if you buy the Ultimate Edition, you get to play it a week early. So
yeah, those are annual titles, not waiting 13 years for something. I'd be pissed if I was.
Well, but you know what you would do? You would spend the extra $20 to play it a week early.
They got me. They got me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the Ultimate Edition, and let's see, it gives you a few vehicles. It gives you a couple guns. It gives you locations, retro building, a custom mod shop for your cars, garages to keep your cars in, clothing stores, a tattoo parlor.
Yeah, you get the garages and the custom cars and the tattoos and the clothes that nobody else can get, basically. So it's about stunting on other people in the online verse that you spent more money, like some douche with a glowing gun in Call of Duty kind of thing.
But this is a single player game. So you're only being cut off by yourself in GTA. Like you're not going online. Like,
well, you don't know that. The single player thing is an online requirement. Like, I think you require a connection to play the single player game, and your character from it may translate into the online-averse directly somehow. We don't know any of these things yet, so.
Currently, there's not planned to be an online when it launches, though.
That's interesting.
It's just the single player game that's coming out at the beginning. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, I don't even know where to land in it anymore, because the way it used to be is like, here's the game, and by the way, there's a multiplayer portion too that you can enjoy, and like, all right, dope. I'll enjoy the game first. I don't even know if the game is more of an appetizer for the online experience these days.
I'd be curious to see how many people now have bought GTA 5, or I guess at this point just bought GTA Online, and just played the online aspect of it. Because I know that there are a lot of GTA 5 like role-playing servers, and those are huge. And it wouldn't surprise me people just pick that up, hop into a role-playing server, and have no idea about the rest of the game. I played the single player because I believe, and I guess I could have researched this before we started talking, but I believe when GTA 5 came out, there was not a GTA 5 online. That came out 3 or 4 weeks later, or maybe even a couple months later.
Oh,
it was just the game.
That. Ugh, I don't remember, but I remember it being a huge pain in the ass, and I gave up on GTA Online very quickly because
it was terrible.
I wanted to play with friends, and it's like, yeah, you're all somewhere, but you're not even on the same map world at all. And it was impossible to just want to link up and play with friends. It was totally impossible. Or to just even be, messing around in the same virtual world so I could go, pull my car up next to them. It was impossible. Now I'm sure it's a much smoother experience many, many, many years down the road, but
I've played online, probably not in the last 5 years or so, but yes, there's a lot of ways to. My cousin Matt and I think this was back. Oh gosh, over a decade ago, we would get into GTA 5 servers, and we would legitimately just make like cinematic movies. Be like, all right, we're gonna do this, we're gonna come here, we're gonna do that, we're gonna jump out of this airplane and do this and that. And it was a lot easier because you could also turn it off so anyone else in the server can't screw with you, can't blow up your vehicles, can't, come kill you, which was kind of nice sometimes because it's online gaming, it's GTA. The amount of griefers is just off the charts.
What's a griefer? Is that someone who just is like a game troll that just
more or less that will like follow you around and just continue to kill you? Yeah, and be like, oh, I'm going to find this person and I'm just going to make sure that they are not having fun. And that is their fun.
Got it. Like stream snipers. I get it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I quick looked it up. Yeah, both GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 did not have online modes when they launched. They were just single player experiences, and the online was tacked on a few months later.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Which is exactly what's going to happen with this, I believe. Maybe not a couple months. I mean, maybe it'll be a couple weeks, but it's also entirely possible if Rockstar and Take-Two and all of the subsidiaries, which I know they genuinely don't care because they just want to make Dollar Machine go burr, but it would make sense that if you want people to play the game, just let it be the single player experience for a couple months so people play through the story mode. And then, like you said, that's when you dangle that carrot. Hey, our online mode's here. You can go ahead and you can buy the special online edition mode that gives you these 3 safe houses with XYZ and blah, 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 blah. Or you could just buy the standalone add-on. So, I don't know. I think we've taken a lot of meat off the bone here in a short amount of time. So, like you said, I believe you said originally, it's $80 for the game. It's $100 for the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
Which is about, people were expecting this to be a $100 game. And
it's in
if you look at it, it is a $100 game. Because if you look at what the Ultimate Edition is giving you, it is the rest of the game. It's giving you a few cosmetics, but it's giving you locations and vehicles that are already coded in the game. They're just hiding it behind this paywall. So, I mean, just because it's called Ultimate Edition, like that is the full edition of GTA 6. So they did release it for $100, which I know, with the way inflation works and stuff, you're like, oh, well, if you looked at $50 back in 93, that actually would be like $112 now.
Yeah, I'm tired of hearing that shit.
Yeah, me too. But I don't know. Well, I'm sure there'll be some other stuff that comes out in the next 4.5 months before this comes out, and we will talk about it again. But yeah, if you guys are interested in it, let us know what you think about the whole GTA 6 situation. Do you care that it's not going to be released on a disc, despite the fact that, nothing's really on discs anymore? Are Nick and I just shaking our fists at clouds like old men, yelling about physical not being king?
I would just like to be able to launch it from Steam or just not a dedicated launcher. God, that drives me
Oh, you don't want to
insane.
launch it from Steam, then open up the Rockstar launcher,
Yeah, exactly.
then you have to log into that.
So glad that I bought it on Steam to have to launch a third-party launcher from this launcher.
Yep.
God damn it.
Let's talk about something happier, even though I don't think any of our topics are really happier. That was probably the happiest topic.
Yeah.
You know what? This is just we're just telling you like it is. This is life. Life sucks. Prices are going up, and we can't afford stuff anymore. So how about that Xbox price increase?
Well, let me say this.
Shit.
It's going up again. Nobody's shocked. Such is the way. I think we touched on it last week or the week before that their newly installed AI CEO lady, despite seeming to make some positive steps for consumers, has probably likely been installed to take the brunt of a lot of this stuff. And Rampocalypse, PC part apocalypse is upon us. AI companies can eat my ass, and everything video games is getting more expensive. So Xbox Series X is going to be like $1,000 now, 7 years after launch. Is that right?
Let's see, I got the prices right in front of me. So it looks like the Xbox Series S, which is the I believe digital version, is going from $399 to $499. The 1 TB version of the S is going from $449 to $599.
I actually have two S's. I'm sad to say.
And you probably get them for like $100.
Yeah, I have one Xbox Series S. I have two of the Xbone S's, but the Series S, I think I paid $200 for on sale.
Yeah, they couldn't give those away for a while, and I regret not picking. I think I saw them on sale for about $100 for a little bit, and I regretted not picking up one just to have one like in my basement and then have my Series X upstairs.
It was a fuck it purchase. It was a Christ, yeah, I might as well.
But yeah, so that's gone from, let's say you said you bought it for $200, and I'm pretty sure I saw them for $100 to $125.
I believe
so. That's now $500.
Yeah.
The Xbox Series X digital is going from $600 to $750. And the Xbox Series X 1 TB disc version is going from $650 to $800. Nick, $800. We are 6 years into this console cycle. I believe I bought my Series X at launch for $500. I believe was the launch price. $800 now.
What I spent, but it wasn't that. Yeah, I think I had to buy one of those bundles because they were scarce.
Yeah,
I don't remember if it was for PS5 or for Xbox, but I had to order it with the second controller and this, so I paid a little bit more. But I sure as hell didn't pay anything near that for the base consoles. And yeah, it sucks that everything that I enjoy has to be more expensive because of some vague promise of quote the future. And I'm told I'm a Luddite if I don't believe in bland promises of something. I love technology. I love the computer. I love the PC. You people are fucking ruining it, and Silicon Valley and their cult of assholes can absolutely eat shit. I'm so tired of it. It's just...
You're the chumps of the week. Fuck it. I didn't have a chump of the week this week.
Yeah, I mean, it makes me genuinely pretty damn angry, man. I can't...
Yeah.
Anybody should be made angry because it's ruining things that you enjoy. This isn't some vague stock that's trading at a different level because of these actions. It's limiting people's access to technology, and they are going with it. If you dare speak out and say, I like having a computer and owning things, they're like, well, you're just a little peon that doesn't matter, and you'll own nothing and like it. That's what we're preparing you for, you little pieces of shit. Fuck all you chumps.
And you are my chump of the week.
Chump.
I like that. We got fired up and found a chump of the week right out of nowhere. I don't know why I didn't see that one coming when we were setting up the rundown today.
Leans more into the grind our gears.
That was less lighthearted chumpness. Yeah. We go from a very nice lighthearted parking garage Gary chump to Xbox and tech companies.
There's no apology. There's no we know it sucks and we're here for you guys and we're trying. At least Micro Center's trying to do that, I guess. But they're
trying so hard.
No, it's so much. Swallow this shit that you're being shoveled and tell us how good it tastes. Otherwise, we'll label you a moron for dare speaking up. Fuck.
To be fair, I am a moron. I'll give them that. So, but yes, it's still me.
I often think that maybe the only thing I have going for me is questioning my own intelligence and wondering if I'm a moron, and that makes me think about these things a little more. I don't know, but I'm not taking this shit as fucking gospel and believing that it's good for me. Fuck off.
So let's peel a layer back on that onion there, because I have that thought process a lot. Do you think that questioning whether or not you're actually stupid means that we're intelligent or we're stupid? Because I do that all the time where I'm like, am I actually dumb?
No,
and
I
not
lean
insultingly,
a lot on the fact
but
that stupid people don't question their own intelligence.
And that's my question. Yeah, if you're genuinely stupid, do you ever be like, am I actually dumb? Or do you just go about your dumb little lives and have your nice red hats?
You pick up I think you just pick up your little factoids of information without actually being informed on anything, so you can discuss things at a base level and go, well, you see what they're doing now? Everything sucks. On with my life. I'm a fucking moron. It's just, I don't know. Just don't care enough to ever think. And yeah, it's much easier to be false informed and just go along with sticking your finger up in the air, seeing which way the wind's blowing, and we'll go with that because, having an opinion, people might shun me for it or be mad at me. No, I don't think that stupid people question themselves. Ignorance is bliss, man. Stupid people are just the loudest ones in the room, and thus they win because we're stupid enough to be meek and question our own sanity and intelligence in the face of outright bullshit scams like this fucking world we're living in. So, getting deep on this one.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to poke into that a little bit, because that's a thing that I think about. I don't know, maybe once a week, where I have the discussion in my head of, am I actually dumb? Wait, if I think I'm dumb, does that mean that maybe I'm not dumb because I'm questioning whether or not I'm dumb? It's kind of, the chicken or the egg type thing.
Well, yeah, and it's, not having a very strong opinion of our own selves or belief in our own intelligence. But
I think I'm awesome.
Yeah, there's the thought that, like, oh, I must be the fraud in this office and everybody else has it figured out. No, they don't. But they might just bash forward.
They pretend better.
Yeah, they might juggernaut through the door anyway. Just, doesn't matter. Oh, dear.
Not to keep harping on Xbox, because we have more fun to talk about, but also caught up in this news is they're going to be laying off a bunch of people.
Yeah, I mean, there's... I don't know where to fall with the blame, because Xbox are a portion of Microsoft that is tiny, doesn't make them money, and are going to be largely ignored by the massive hyperscaler investment that Microsoft are doing, and that's where all the money is going. So it's like, why would we allocate RAM to you guys? It's tough, man. Who knows?
I didn't pop this article into our show notes, but Double Fine, who made Psychonauts and Psychonauts 2, I know that
Tim Schafer.
Yep, there we go.
He rules. Yeah,
he does. And I know they were talking, I think it was an interview with him, and he was saying that, he's going to be talking to Xbox Studios soon, because he's pretty sure they're going to be given the axe.
They bought Double Fine, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah, they bought Ninja Theory, Double Fine, they bought Activision Blizzard, they bought everyone, which was a Bethesda. The people who were poo-pooing it, which I believe I was one of them, saying that this isn't good, because what happens if they don't want to have them anymore? And this is what happens. The nice thing I think I saw from Tim Schafer, and I wish I would have grabbed this article, but it sounds like they may be able to just go ahead and, retain their independence and, be able to, start Double Fine on their own instead of just being completely shuttered, which I guess would be nice. Yeah, because did you play either of the Psychonauts games?
Briefly played the first one, and then I backlog busted the Jack Black game on this show.
No, that that game. Oh yeah, I was just saying.
That's Double Fine.
Yeah, it is Double Fine. I was thinking Psychonauts. I'm like, wait, there's no Jack Black Psychonauts game.
The heavy metal.
That
I can't think of right now.
Oh gosh, yeah. What the heck was that? It was so good.
Doesn't matter.
Nope.
Double Fine are kind of a perfect example of a studio that's kind of straddles the line between more indie leaning and a major publisher, and
they're like a AA+.
Yeah, but they're a perfect example because they have a wholly unique artistic voice and a style that is very much their own and Tim Schafer's. And it's not really for me. It kind of leans into that kind of Tim Burton Nightmare Before Christmassy type world of art style, and it's just not my thing. And fair enough. But a wholly unique art style and voice in video games is something that we should be racing to preserve and, looking after, to give people options and unique experiences and original concepts. But unfortunately, these are the studios that get squeezed out when you got to pay the Blizzard bills, I think. And I hope there's a happy ending at the end of this.
Yeah, I hope so, but I mean, that's not really a thing anymore. We don't have happy endings now.
I mean, I'd like to think that even if Double Fine got shuttered tomorrow, Tim Schafer will pop up making games again somewhere.
I would imagine. I mean, yeah, Brutal Legend is the name of the game.
Brutal Legend, thank you. But it's, I understand financing a studio is extremely difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know. If there's going to be a big reset on a lot of this stuff after markets go crash and a lot of bills need to be paid, I don't know if we're going to see things born from the ashes of what was. I think it's going to be a very we're not going to be short on things to talk about on this show anytime soon. I'll say that.
No, I agree with you there.
Yeah.
Let's get away from Xbox and talk about more.
Let's talk about the Steam machine pricing.
We really needed to have something fun to talk about, and all of our well, there's Star Fox. We can talk about Star Fox after this.
Yeah.
So Steam machine pricing pre-orders were put up. It's
media bomb.
Yeah, and it's not really surprising. It's expensive, man.
Yeah, I think basically behind closed doors and off and on and off the record, Steam have confirmed that if it were not for the current troubles, it would have been base $750, optioned up to around $1,000. Now it's base $1,000, optioned up to around, is it $1,500?
Yeah, it's so the base they're releasing 4 different configurations. You've got the regular 512 gigabyte, which is $1,050. You've got the 512 gigabyte with a Steam controller, which is $1,128. Then you've got a 2 terabyte machine for $1,350, and you've got a 2 terabyte with controller for $1,430.
Wowzers.
Yeah, that's
high.
People are gonna buy it, as we saw. Our buddy Joe tried getting in for the pre-order, and he wasn't selected for the first batch of them. So clearly, there are people out there. I'm not sure how many people.
He made a very interesting point, and I'll single him out because this was a solid argument in my mind. I said, why are you in line to buy this thing? Surely your gaming PC runs laps around this thing. And he goes, yeah, in terms of raw power, it does, yeah. But sitting down at that PC is work mode for me. That's where he does his photography stuff, his editing, whatever. And despite the fact that that rig is more than capable of playing anything, it's that kind of mental barrier. And I know exactly what he's saying because I have an unused gaming PC sitting across from me that I can look at. And I can't remember the last time I sat at that desk. I sit here at my office desk, and this is where I knock out stuff. And I play games on handhelds or consoles or whatever's in front of the TV. And if you're just looking for a one-and-done solution that brings that library into your living room without having to build your own thing and whatnot, I get it. I do. I just don't know if it's a pill I could swallow at these price points.
No. The one thing that, that Joe would kind of have going for him is obviously him and Sam are content creators, so he'd be able to create content using it. I don't think it's going to be nearly enough to make up for the cost of it. But and I absolutely, when Joe said that, I'm like, yeah, you know what? For a little while, I had my gaming PC set up next to my work computer at the same desk, and I did not play a PC game, despite having a pretty damn good gaming PC. I did not play a PC game for, I don't know, a year or two, because I was like, this is where I sit to work. I don't care if it's a different computer. I still feel like I'm working. So I totally get wanting the console experience of, like,
there's just an extra hurdle there somewhere mentally, and I have the same exact thing. Like, he's absolutely right.
But yeah, this goes away from, and I think the idea behind the Steam machine when it was announced was to get people obviously into the Steam environment at a price point that's going to be lower than having a Windows PC or build it or buying some type of pre-made PC.
Well, it would be comparable and come with the stamp of Valve that says, boom, games are going to work on this. We'll stand behind you on that.
Yeah,
you don't have to worry about blowing up bending pins when you're putting a board in or anything like that. You're not that market. They'll do that themselves. We're here for you. Yeah.
And at this price point, it doesn't make sense.
Like, it doesn't, and they're not going to subsidize it because despite the fact that Valve, take a slice of every single Steam transaction,
they're not making money on software.
They're not. It's not worth taking a loss on hardware to get people into their ecosphere because those people are already there.
Yeah.
It's difficult, and I'm surprised they even went forward with it instead of saying we're going to pause and see where we're at. But they must have had hardware orders in place, so they had to do something.
That's the only thing I could think of is that
they're victims of terrible timing, basically.
Yeah. Doing anything in the tech sector right now that isn't involving AI or generative friggin' AI is dumb. because you're just priced out of any. It's not. You're not able to do anything unless you're like, I want to create a chat bot that lets me go google.com and then it gives me a link so I can click on Google and then I can search Google for something.
Yeah. I mean, I just went on a diatribe. I don't hate the idea of LLMs. That's just like a single use. Like, as you know, I run Olama on my server and have Nickbot. Like it exists. I think there's applications for the technologies. I just think that it's being overhyped and oversold for do everything forever for everyone, and you won't have to have workers ever again. But it's just Steam. Yeah, I don't know what else they do. I think they're doing the best they can and saying it's here for people that want it, and they're already seeing more demand at that price. So who am I to say? I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I know it's going to sell out, but yes, all these people put in pre-order or put in like on the wait list to get on pre-orders. How many of those people just did that because they could, and then they're going to get to it and be like, you know what?
Oh yeah, people love making a reservation.
$1,500.
Yeah, people love making a reservation for dinner at the restaurant, and then the night of, it's like, I'll just let that lapse. I wanted to take it just in case, that sort of thing.
I wouldn't be surprised because Joe showed us he got an email saying that we're sorry, we randomized how the waitlist would go, and you were not in the allocation, but we'll keep you around. It wouldn't surprise me if he does get an email saying, all right, your time to order, because there's gonna be so many people, I think, that.
Well, now this brings us kind of full circle. Yeah, it brings us a little full circle though. Is going GTA 6 and consoles, and I don't know about the PC space, but I have to imagine because of components is just as constrained. Will there be enough physical boxes for people to play the GTA 6 game on? Retailers are already saying we're not sure that we're going to be able to meet console demand for this game because they can't produce enough given hardware constraints, even at these higher price points.
It's surprising to me, like, how many people, and again, I guess I'm not the right person to ask this question because I'm the person that goes, ooh, the Switch 2 came out. I want a Switch 2, and I'm going to get it day one because I have the disposable income and it's something that I love. But to me, it's like, we are 6 years into this cycle. We've already been told that there are going to be price increases multiple times over the last year and a half on these things. So people have gone out and bought things to try and beat the price increases. How many more consoles is GTA 6 going to sell? And I'm sure it's a huge number, but like in my head, removed of like, I like video games, so I've got video game
you already
systems.
have it. Yeah.
Right. But
Switch 2 is a perfect example of a system that I'm not particularly inclined to pick up at the moment because I still don't believe there's killer reasons to do so. That's my opinion. My son has one. There is one in the house. I have not touched the damn thing because I have too many other things to play with, and that's just kind of his deal. Now, like Wyatt was just saying, I've been put in a position where I'm contemplating buying a system that I don't really want right now, just because I can justify it that I will buy one eventually, and the price is about to go up in September, so I might as well try and snag a deal now. That sucks as a consumer, man.
Yeah. A buddy of mine, Dylan, actually, the reason why he wants to buy one is because the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake was announced, and he basically says, like, I have no use for a Switch 2. And I was like, I don't know, man. I think they're going to announce the Ocarina of Time remake.
It's his killer app.
It is.
Yeah.
And so he saw that, and that's not coming out until, we don't know yet, but it's going to be the end of the year. My guess is it's going to be the end of November. Yeah, it's going to be around the end of November because I believe the original Ocarina of Time came out at the end of November because I think I remember.
Nintendo's going to Nintendo, and I don't think a Zelda remake is going to be that scared off a couple weeks removed from GTA 6 release. I don't think.
I don't think so either because they're two different crowds. Yes, there's people that like both, but people will double dip. It's two totally different things. But Dylan was like, oh man, he's like, I need to go buy a Switch 2 now because the price is going up in July. So I know I'm going to want to buy one. So why wouldn't I just buy it now and hold on to it until then? I'm sure he'll play something else on it until then, but he's literally going to be buying one just so he doesn't have to pay the extra whatever $50 or $100
and that's
in
where
November.
Yeah, and it's like on the promise that eventually things that I'll really want will make their way for me. So I might as well just pick one up now. It's that high pressure sales tactic shit that like,
if you don't buy it now, it won't be here tomorrow.
Only 3 left. Act now, act now, act now. You'll miss out. Or that's what the whole stock market is now. Don't want to be left out. Vague description, technology, magic. Don't want to miss out. Don't want to miss out. It's all of that. And it's just like, the juice ain't worth the squeeze these days on a lot of stuff.
Why is there so much crappy news, man?
I know, right?
We need to find one happy topic.
I will say, I was looking at him playing Zelda on the Switch the other day, checking out Breath of the Wild finally, and like it's stunning how good that game looks on Switch 2.
It is.
Yeah, that
beautiful.
screen is beautiful, even not being an OLED. Like it's good hardware. It is. It's just it's tough to get excited for me still, but I'll get there. Will I buy one before it goes up? If the right loot deal comes along or whatever, yeah, probably. But I think that puts us in a pretty good place for me to take a leak and for us to come back with some Backlog Buster Brothers.
No. I'm talking about Star Fox before we get into
that's right. Okay.
You can go to the bathroom now.
Can I pee first and then Star Fox? Yeah, all right.
Yes, you can.
And we will be right back.
Tired of getting pushed around by companies that say they have customer service? Well, this is Dusty Rhodes. I'm here to tell you about a place that'll get you the cash you need. That's right, my friends. Over at Northwest Title Loans can get you a cash loan on your car title in 10 minutes or less. Best of all, there's no credit check, no hassle, and you get to keep the car, Jack. So whether you need a few $100, maybe $1,000 or so, call Northwest Title Loans and tell them Dusty Rhodes sent you.
With several area stores, call 877-511-CASH for the location nearest you.
And we're back with my freshly emptied bladder and a fresh beer. Wyatt, I'm going to turn it over to you to talk about video games in a happy and positive light, hopefully, because on the Switch 2 we were just discussing, you played the latest release, Star Fox.
It's good. All right, do you want to do Backlog Buster? Yeah, so I annoyingly pre-ordered Star Fox off Amazon as soon as it got announced because I think I had some leftover Amazon credit from some stupid gift card I got through work or something. So I was like, oh, this is the perfect chance to use it.
The boys' copy arrived yesterday as well as our 10th birthday present, or his grandfather. I don't know. Somebody bought it for him anyway.
Oh, so he got Star Fox as well?
It is in the house, yeah.
Ah, heck yeah. I was a little upset, and I don't know why I never realized this, but Amazon's always like, oh yeah, release day delivery, you'll get it on the day of. So I'm like, yeah, and I don't know, but like every time I've done that, it's never happened. So I don't know why I've never learned my lesson that I will not get a game on release day from Amazon.
It comes down to like who's doing the last mile delivery for your specific, house, I guess.
Well, mine didn't even ship until release day.
Arf.
And here's the thing, it shipped on release day from San Diego. Are you telling me there's no place closer than San Diego?
No warehouse is closer to the East Coast than San Diego for you. Yeah, they do that shit all the time. Their logistics system is wacky.
I don't understand it. But anyway, that's a chump of the week for
another
time,
rant for another day.
Yeah. So I got it yesterday. I was super excited to play. Sadly, work got in the way for actually, I shouldn't say most of the day, because I thought UPS, who it was delivered through, wasn't even going to deliver it yesterday, because usually my UPS deliveries come around noon or so. So I'm like, cool. It'll show up at noon. Maybe I'll just kind of blow off Friday afternoon from work and play some Star Fox.
Then the window came and passed, and you were still working.
And then 7:30 came, and finally the driver shows up with it. And I'm like, man, thanks, but this was going to be more fun to get paid to play.
We'll talk about Switch 2 and, the shittiness of Amazon Prime and stuff. And didn't Walmart have it like on everybody's doorstep at like 7 a.m. that launch morning? That was pretty impressive. I have to give a film on that.
Is that where I got my Switch 2?
Yeah, it came with like a free 2 liter of Coke or something.
Yeah, every single Switch 2 through Walmart, which actually might be the last time I bought anything through Walmart, they were delivered by whoever their DoorDash drivers, Walmart Spark or whatever it's called. I think that's Amazon Spark. Walmart, whatever it's called, they have their like own delivery drivers. They literally, by like 7 a.m. I think they had people, and I was probably late. So, because I can't imagine that everyone was delivered exactly at 7 a.m. So I think there were some people that were getting them at like 4 a.m. They were just people going out and delivering them. And like everyone came with, I think it was like 2 20 ounces of Coke, and they gave you like a couple candy bars or something with it.
Yeah, it was like snacks and cokes in a tote bag along with your purchase. I thought
and they gave you a tote bag with it. Yeah,
kind of nice.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. I forgot about that. That was a nice little touch that they did for such a shitty corporation. But yeah, so Star Fox showed up, and I got a chance last night. Originally, so we've got our nice like 4K 80-inch TV upstairs in the living room, and down here I've got my old 65-inch just like 1080p dumb TV. And I was like, oh,
which is still perfectly good for
it's still perfectly good.
99% of applications, yeah.
Yes, but this was, I wanted my nice
the full
TV.
experience.
Yeah. But I was like, you know what, it's fine, because obviously, as we know, the World Cup's going on. Caitlin's very big into soccer, and I let her, that's her thing. She wants to watch it on, the nice big TV. Go for it. So I'm like, I'll just play it downstairs. And then she had something come up. She had to do something for work or something. The match ended, and I'm like, this is my chance. So
sneak in.
Yeah, well, she was like, why don't you just play? Because first she's like, oh, what did you get? And I was telling her, I'm like, I'm really excited about it. She's like, well, if you want to play, I'll go watch the World Cup somewhere. I'm like, no, like this is your thing. Being the nice guy that I am.
Chivalrous.
Yeah, chivalry's not dead. It lives in the Sinclair household. So yeah, she had to do something for work or whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. So I fired it up, and dude, like, I understand that and I know you give Nintendo crap for this all the time, that they just sell you the same game on different systems over and over again. And for all intents and purposes, this is Star Fox 64 remade. It's the same levels, the same stuff. It's a lot more beautiful. It runs faster than 8 frames per second.
I'll interject and just say that I don't have a problem with a game like this being a remake, because there's a huge leap from N64 to now. My issues with Nintendo selling you the same thing back was more towards like, all right, you guys already got to resell the entire Wii U catalog during the Switch's lifetime, and now you're reselling me games back from the Switch again? Like, this is where I start to take issue a little bit and feels like double dipping. Star Fox, I think this one gets a pass. The presentation is obviously there.
Well, with the Switch thing, for the most part, and if you have a young child, then they probably don't see it the same way. But for the most part, yeah, they're releasing like Nintendo Switch 2 editions, which, yes, you would either have to go ahead and rebuy, or I think almost all, if not all, of the first-party titles. You can literally just download the Switch 2 upgrade, and I think a lot of them are either free or $10. So it's not like, if you're the person that's like, oh man, I really need the red box that says Nintendo Switch 2 on it.
Yes.
So, but again, I could also see, having a kid that may not necessarily put those two together and be like, no, this is the Nintendo Switch 2 one. I need the Nintendo Switch 2 one, even if they have the Nintendo Switch one.
Yeah, there's that conversation.
Like I said, I'm not saying any. Yeah, I don't know if it has in your household, but I can see how a child would see that way and be like, well, no, this is different. This one says Nintendo Switch 2. When realistically, it's like, yeah, but it just adds this where we could just either for free or pay the $10 upgrade, and you can use the same thing, and it's the same exact. Like, I can see that being a thing for
this
children.
Is a true, actual, from the ground up remake.
Yes. This is not just the Super Mario 3D All-Stars where they just stole the emulated versions from someone else that did stuff and tossed them onto a disc.
Well, they didn't steal anything. Well, yeah, they might have used the emulation code, but yeah, it was just emulating the old versions of the game, maybe with the resolution slightly tweaked up.
Slightly
for
is
native.
the operative term.
Yeah. and the resolution native display, was moved to widescreen kind of thing. But other than that, it's a port.
Yeah,
it's a port.
Yeah.
It's not a remake. It's a port.
It's a port. This was a ground up remake. For everything from, graphics to between every mission, there are now they're fully voiced cutscenes, fully animated, fully voiced cutscenes. When you start the game up, there's a whole prequel segment that plays that shows you like what happened to Star Fox's dad, James McCloud, who there's a whole thing. Like, everyone that's played Star Fox knows the Star Fox story because it's essentially the same game that just gets remade on different systems, which is really weird because there's a lot of stuff you can do with Star Fox, and it blows me away that we haven't had more. And I'm really hoping that this sells very well, and I think it will. And this might be like a Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom that
it's
came
certainly
out.
Yeah, it's a world ripe with lore. Or
Yes.
for lore, picking.
It's Star Wars with animals.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
well, let me ask you how you felt talking about presentation. A lot of people took issue with the style, the art style, and the character designs, which I thought they were very charming in the footage that I saw. Yeah,
it harkens back to the
puppets.
I know, our buddy Joe, the like taxidermied animatronic puppets that you saw for the original Star Fox and SNES. Seeing the animation through the game, it definitely looks less janky than that, and I think they look fine. The game is gorgeous. The game is beautiful. The character models are amazing, but
it has style though too.
It does.
Than just being an anthropomorphic fox in a jet, I guess. But it has an artistic style to it.
Yeah,
it has a voice,
and it does, and that voice is great. I am about, I think, halfway through the quote unquote like true run, which is all of the hard levels where you find the alternate exits and you get the medals and then you get to go find the true ending, because I played way too much Star Fox 64 as a kid and as an adult. So, and like I said, since it's the same game, there's nothing, like, as long as you know what to do, you just go ahead.
You knew which rugs to look under for the yeah.
Right, and it's amazing. For me, I don't know if I'd ever give anything like a 10 out of 10 because there's always room for improvement. But it's such a fun game. It controls as well as you would expect it to. Being able to see something going at 60 frames per second as opposed to like literally the 10 to 12 frames per second it played in on the Super NES, or even like the N64, which ran fairly well, but like the Star Fox games aren't known for their technical like prowess.
Mm-hmm.
The cutscenes are great. It gives you so much more because it's Star Fox 64, or even Star Fox. You fire it up and General Pepper is telling you like, I need you to do this. Go save the Lilat system. And you're like, okay, got it. And you're just jumping from planet to planet to go find Dr. Andros and try to kill him. But this actually gives you like, oh, this is what happened. Like I said, the prequel starts 5 years before the game takes place, shows you what happened. And then, each successive mission shows you, all right, this is what's happening. We need to go here or go here. And it involves, Slippy and Peppy and Falco and General Pepper and a bunch of all the other characters.
What a wing jabbits.
Yeah. In addition to that, it also has a like database that gets filled out when you do certain things, which I think is really cool because it gives you more background on everything from the planets to the characters to the vehicles you're using to the enemies you're fighting. It gives you the replayability. It's like, to unlock this, you need to beat this planet on expert mode, or you need to do this.
So look at those kind of old school challenges and how you really unlock stuff before you just broke out the credit card. I'm into that.
Yeah. And in addition to the challenges, which is funny you say that, so I guess that is new. It's not just a direct remake of Star Fox 64. Mm-hmm. There's a challenge mode, so after you beat a level, you can go through challenge mode, and it's like, all right, and it's like an achievements type thing. Nintendo is highly allergic to having any type of like trophies or achievement system, but they'll put these little things in games, which is fine. But yeah, so there's a challenge mode. It's like, all right, so the first level, you need to fly through these 6 things, you need to kill these things, you need to do this, you need to do that. And it checks off and it gives you unlockables for like your banner that you can have, because there is an online battle mode that you can play. So it's just cosmetics you can unlock. And as far as I can tell, you can't buy these things. You unlock that, like you just said, like the old version of finding unlockables and not having to break out your credit card and go, I'm going to pay $20 so I can get all of these cosmetics.
The shortcut. Yeah.
Right. I'm actually kind of surprised. Maybe there is like an ultimate version. I hope there isn't. But as far as I saw, there's no way to go ahead and pay to do that, which I think is great.
Well, it sounds like they're giving a way to extend the life of the title a little bit too, because say what you will about it being great, and I don't doubt that it is. I don't believe there's a ton of meat on that bone as far as just the main base of the game is probably, what, a 6 to 8 hour experience?
Oh, God, no. Depending, beating the game, like, it will take me 45 minutes to complete.
Oh, holy shit!
The entire,
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, no. But let's also point out that I believe it costs $50 physically and $40 digitally, which is still Star Fox is it's a
first party title though. Oh, yeah, good on.
Yeah. And that's a thing, and that's another article that I was reading this morning, and I meant to actually bring up. You know how everyone was giving Nintendo crap because when they brought out Mario Kart World, it was an $80 game. Like, oh, here we go, Nintendo's the one that's breaking the barrier.
Yeah.
Now we're all gonna be $80 games. If you look at, there's three or four games I think that are coming out soon. Rhythm Groove Heaven, I think it's called. That's a $40 game physically or digitally. But most of the new first-party Nintendo releases that are coming out, and this is the way I've always said it should be because it makes sense to me, the digital editions are $10 cheaper than any of the physical editions. And I think Splatoon Raiders, which I think that's the name of the game. It's the new single-player Splatoon game that's coming out. I think that's also a $50 game. It's either 50 or 60, but again, the digital version is $10 cheaper.
That's
one thing.
The way
that's how it should be.
Yes. I'm willing to pay a premium because you had to go through manufacturing something.
Yes. That's how it always should have been. That's how it always should have been.
It pisses me off when I want to buy something and it costs the same or more for digital. Yes. Like, what?
100%. So I will give Nintendo credit where credit's due. That is great to do that. And also, like I said, Star Fox being a $40 digitally, $50 physically, which, like I said, it was essentially free for me for the gift card that I had, which made it even easier to swallow. But so the replayability, the one thing that I see is different, which I will knock it for. So Star Fox 64, it did have like high score leaderboards. And even if it, like when you started it up, it was just, the developer names that they toss in there with placeholder high scores or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it gave you something to chase, to be like, oh, I'm going to do that. And then every time you play successively, you can, see where you fit on your high scoreboard. They don't have that in it. Like there's high scores for each of the levels and it keeps track of that, but there's no like overall campaign high score, which like high score leaderboard, which I feel like is kind of a miss.
That seems like a glaring omission. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, and maybe I'm looking in the wrong place. So I guess because I haven't gone through every inch of the game yet, but I'm hoping that it's there because that was fun, especially like I said on Nintendo 64. Being able to look at the things that I played 20, 30 years ago and still see my old high scores, be like, oh, I want to beat that, is kind of cool.
Yeah, for sure.
One thing, does your son have any friends with the Switch too?
Yeah, he plays online with his one bestest buddy. Got one like a couple months ago, and I think I said it on this show. Actually, they play the Nintendo Classics collection stuff online together.
Oh yeah. Do either of them, and it's probably too young for this, but it's going somewhere. Do either of them have like the camera attachment or whatever?
No.
Okay.
Because I refused to pay whatever it costs and didn't deem it as necessary.
Which is fair. I think they've started clearancing some of them out. I think at like Targets and stuff for like $20 at this point.
Yeah.
But I think that your kid and his friend and or friends would have a blast with this, and I'd love to be able to try it, but I'm not going to buy a camera and I don't really have anyone else to play online with. But they do the, you put the camera on it because there's online play. There's an online battle mode that you can play on teams against each other, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
But you can set up your avatar to look like, any of the pilots, and it will, basically the whole like the motion tracking, where if like you're moving your mouth or talking or moving your head,
you would be that character.
Fox. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, he would lose his mind. That's cool enough. I'll spend $20 on clearance for them to do that. I don't care.
and that's part of the unlocks. So I think the original is like you have the 4 main characters that you can choose from, and then if you beat certain things, like you could. I think there are like maybe 20 or so characters that you can turn yourself into. Or if you don't want to just be the character, you could also be like, I want to put Falco's beak on my face so it looks like I've got a bird beak.
I say he'd lose his mind. I mean, we lost our minds when you got to see my lips moving in RV there yet while I was blowing heaters. So
that was pretty amazing. Yeah, exactly. See, like father, like son.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool. If at some point I ever decide to do that if I find some friends that play it, I think it would be a lot of fun, even as, a 38-year-old adult being like, oh, that's so cool.
But I'm
Star Fox.
Is the whole point just for the camera is for docked mode? Because isn't there a camera staring right at you if you're using it in handheld?
I don't know. Is there I actually meant to look at that. Like, I thought there was. I don't know if there is a camera. This is just a blind
assumption.
Yeah, I do not think that there. Yeah, I do not think there is a camera on the Switch 2. There was a camera on the Wii U, but I don't think the Switch or the Switch 2 have cameras on them, which is kind of weird. But I guess maybe if it's just to be able to sell stuff. But yeah, it would obviously only really be used in docked mode, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I just assumed that it did. Not that the Switch did, now that you mention it, but I don't know why I assumed that. But yeah, fair enough.
Because you're thinking it's like any other tablet and or like cell
I guess
phone
so.
that everything has a camera on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they don't have a camera on it, so you'd have to basically play it docked at that point. But I'll see if I can. There were a couple videos of it when they were talking about the game, and I'll send you a link after
pass
this
me the next slick deal with it, and I'll just go, all right, what the hell.
I mean, if for like $20 or so, just to be able to, I don't know,
I'd try it with you, buddy, and that would get me onto the Switch too, and maybe that'll get me to buy one after I do this with my buddy Wyatt.
Yeah, look at that. So long story short, I'm glad we got to talk about something fun video game related, because this is not the first time that I've had a ton of fun with a game in a while. I actually just beat the PS5 game Saros over the last few weeks, which was great because guess what? It was a library borrow. It's a brand new game, and I got to beat it almost 100%ed all of the trophies, and now I can bring it back for free.
Yeah, and somebody else gets to enjoy it. Look at that.
Exactly. So go to your libraries and take video games out. It's a much better deal than GameFly. I think just use your libraries. You'll be amazed at what you can take out there. I mean, you could take out a metal detector at mine. You could take out Magic the Gathering cards at mine.
Like, you could take out a Switch 2 at mine. Granted, it's kind of hard. Well, it's probably a bit of a long wait.
I'm sure.
They have consoles. They have the NES and the SNES Classic. They have the current crop of consoles. I think they have one of each. Which, fair enough.
Yeah, I don't think we have current gen.
More than zero.
We have the last 3 or 4 gens that you can.
Yeah, you can still borrow a Wii U.
Yep. That's awesome. Anyway, so if you're interested in Star Fox, you enjoyed the games, you have a Switch 2, I highly recommend it. Like I said, I'm never going to give anything a 10 out of 10, except for maybe Expedition 33, because that's definitely a 10 out of 10.
There.
Yeah.
Well, this got revealed rather a short
Real
time
quick.
ago.
It was about a month ago.
It was right in the wheelhouse of Wyatt, and now it's been delivered and seems to be, at the very least, meeting your expectations for what it wanted to be. So, happy video game news.
Yeah, and I know our buddy Joe, who got a lot of play in this episode. He was also super pumped to see that it was being released, and sadly, he's at too many games this weekend, so he doesn't have a chance to play it. But I'm curious to see what he thinks.
Pretty cool place to be.
Chance to sit up. Yeah, I know. I feel so bad for him
every year, and it's a great con. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully they're having fun this weekend. I know his weekend started off pretty crappy, but it sounds like they're having some fun now.
And I believe that is, you correct me if I'm wrong, time for me to play some music.
Play it.
It's time for
Nick.
Yes, sir.
Did you do some driving this week?
I did. We're closing out Motorsport June. Well, no. After this week, we'll close it out.
After this week, yeah.
But you assigned me a title in the Burnout series that I had never actually played. I always loved Burnout. Burnout
Takedown?
2. Burnout 3 Takedown was definitely the highlight of the entire series for me. And you gave me Burnout Paradise, which was something of an open world version of the formula, I guess is the best way to describe it.
In Paradise City.
In Paradise City, yeah. And it kind of combines bits of all the other previous games, same exact mechanics, same drift boost system, same, taking out other drivers, pinning them into walls and all that good stuff. But just in the location of an overworld versus clicking on this event over here, that event over there. It's all very alive, as became the way. Interestingly enough, this kind of again takes us full circle. I mentioned last week that this was one of the first games I think I ever got on Steam initially. It came with God knows what, and I went to load it up while I was working on an article about SteamOS and installing it on a mini PC that Ace Magic had sent out as kind of like a Steam box light, as it were. Steam machine. I keep wanting to say Steam box. And went to install this, and it said no.
What?
Yeah, so this game is one of a few titles that are not functional on SteamOS or the Steam Deck at all.
Huh.
And it's not like that PC thing or a hardware configuration thing or anything. It's like this game is known not to run on SteamOS, and we're still working on it. Which I found funny.
Yeah.
But I did get it to run via some creative ways. Even though I know you had mentioned Xbox, I haven't checked it out on Xbox Game Pass, and maybe we can still do some of that. But I ended up playing it around on the PC version, and it's a ton of fun, man. I had shied away from it, I think, because I was in some way bitter that was the version that got a remake instead of my beloved Takedown, and for whatever reason, just kind of let it pass me by, which is why this segment exists. And while I didn't get to dive into it as much as I would like, I hope that you and I could still make good on our plans to play it online, because I know you said that the co-op portion of the game was what kind of held the magic for you.
Oh, yeah.
And some experiences that you had with buddies that were kind of not recreatable without, playing with friends on a couch or online. Can you still do competitive crash mode against each other? That was always one of my favorite ways to play the game, with a few beers on a Friday night.
I don't
buddies
know.
Around the couch.
Yeah, we only played the co-op stuff in it, so I'm sure because there is, I believe, the takedown crash mode in it. I can't
It exists
imagine why
in the game,
yeah.
But yeah, the multiplayer portion in Takedown was sitting around an Xbox with 4 controllers kind of thing, and passing them around, and the goal just being who can create the most chaos and damage. That's an entertaining couch game. But I'd love to try. I love the idea of cooperative Burnout. That's what I want to test the waters with that. But yeah, it's awesome. It's a Burnout game, but it's great. I shouldn't have shied away from it.
Hey, we all have our blind spots, and that's why we have our friends that go, you really got to play that.
Yep. Yeah. You know what you'd love?
Burnout Paradise.
And yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a whole ton more to say about that.
There's not a ton on the.
If you love the series, it's just more of that. It's great, and it's one of the games from this little segment that I will continue to play. And like I said, hopefully we can get online sometime soon. But
do you know if you played the Ultimate Edition? I'm only asking because I know, I think either I probably bought it, because it usually goes on sale on Xbox and PlayStation for $3 at this point for the Ultimate Edition, which gives you 100 vehicles to choose from, which is kind of cool.
Let's see. And going through my Steam library. No, that's the store. Oh well, I'll say yes. It's not. Right. It's not Burnout Paradise Remastered. It's Burnout Paradise Ultimate Edition. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So that's pretty cool, because they have things. I think there's the DeLoreans in it, the Ecto ones in it.
Oh, I haven't even scraped the surface then yet. I want to mess with all that. Hell yeah.
Yeah. If you go to one of the junkyards where you change your cars, as long as you do have the Ultimate Edition, which it says that you do, you should have. There's motorcycles you can choose from. There's a ton of.
Oh, I only had I have the coupe and the sports car and the muscle car and the sports car, standard stuffs now. But
I think that's how it starts. Then I think the next time you go into,
and I have a truck. I think Okay, cool. Well,
it should change, but we'll find out when we play it.
Yes. And you watched something also having to do with city driving dangerously. Is that a good transition?
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, you assigned me the 1998 Robert De Niro movie Ronin, which I said that I thought I had seen it, on TBS or whatever. I'd
Mhm.
never seen this movie. Definitely hadn't.
Okay, so you're gonna have to help me a little bit. I've seen this a couple times, but it has been like since college, so it's it's been a while.
Yeah, the loose story behind it is Robert De Niro plays I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I watched half of the movie because I started it this morning. I wanted to talk, so I know what the movie's about. With something like this, you don't necessarily want to just be giving all the plot points away. But he plays a U.S. I'm pretty sure he was like an intelligence agent, either worked in like the CIA or FBI.
Oh no,
Clearly,
I can help you out here. The plot in this is extremely muddled, and you would not be the first person to not really totally understand everything that's going on. Everything is just about like setup for set pieces,
car chases,
as I recall it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a MacGuffin of a briefcase that everybody's after, kind of thing.
Yes, Stellan Skarsgård steals a
Mhm.
briefcase from the people that they were hired to go after. Yeah, so it starts with, De Niro showing up in France, I believe, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to do this job." And you quickly put together, "Oh, this person put together this team of people to go ahead and do this job." And you get strung along with, "Oh, this is happening here, this is happening there."
It's basically a heist flick with cars.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And the hour, I think it's a 2-hour movie I've watched, actually about an hour and 15 of it. It's a lot of fun. The car chases are really cool. And what I really appreciate about the car chases is that they're just essentially in regular cars. You're not like the James Bond supercars that are chasing each other, through the wild and everything. It's like, oh, it's like an Audi S8 and like a Citroen going through Nice on these cramped roads, and it's...
I don't know if there's a pretty famous scene with a 5 series, I think, later on, but the movie is a set piece for cool driving stuff completely, and the big deal about the whole thing was it wasn't hidden in a lot of quick cuts and tricks to show that the car did this in the movie, when in actuality they just made it look like that. They actually did these stunts, and there were guys, pulling e-brake, quick 360s and all this cool shit, which you could probably elaborate more on than I could.
Yeah, no, I quickly, an aside, not really, but Robert De Niro has some pretty damn great one-liners in this movie.
I'm always game for that.
Yeah, I wrote down a couple of them.
Good.
Because I was watching them, I'm like, I really need to write some of this down, because just some of this crap, like him and Jean Reno, I'm not sure how you pronounce his last name.
The French guy from The Professional.
Yeah, the French guy that you would know. Leon the Professional, yes.
Yeah.
He's also in the movie, and him and Robert De Niro are basically more or less like the two that stick together.
Yep.
So I think they first meet up, and Jean Reno gives Robert De Niro a cigarette, and Robert De Niro's like, "You labor or management?" And he said, "If I was management, I wouldn't have given you a cigarette." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, all right." There's another one where Sam says, Robert De Niro's character's name is Sam. Jean Reno's character's name is Vincent. De Niro says, "Whenever there's any doubt, there is no doubt. That's the first thing they teach you." And then Jean Reno goes, "Who taught you that?" And Robert De Niro says, "I don't remember. That's the second thing they teach you."
Yeah,
it's just all these...
Yeah, writing wasn't the focal point, maybe? I don't
I mean, I don't know. It feels like... I don't know if this movie was aware of itself, but it feels like it's aware that, like, this is just going to be a fun heist movie that, like you said, they are set pieces put in place so we can have these cool car chases.
Yeah, I mean, I remember very little, especially in the dialogue department, but I do remember enough to say that I don't remember shit about Robert De Niro's character, other than he's just this too cool for school character that they kind of bring in for this. And it's a good time at the movies.
Are you ex-military? No, I got my job through the New York Times. Like, just stupid crap like that.
And then I imagine that is not touched on for the rest of the movie, or makes any sense or anything, but like, yeah, he's mysterious. I gotta see. This is one I gotta find on Blu-ray, because this would be a lot of fun to watch again.
It would, I think. I told you this before we started recording. Like I said, I apologize, I only got through about half of it. but I'm absolutely, when we're done recording, going back to watch the rest of this because this is just a stupid, fun movie.
Oh, it's a definitely a turn up the surround sound system, watch it on your big TV, dumb, loud, bullet cars, everything that you want in, Saturday afternoon entertainment.
Yeah. Watch Robert De Niro pull out a grenade launcher and blow up a car.
Hell yeah, you want to see that? Everybody wants to see that.
How old was he? So this came out in 98. So he was 55 when it came out.
Yeah.
He looks it, but no, I don't have a whole lot other things to say about it, but if you enjoy car chases, if you enjoy stupid one-liners, if you enjoy Robert De Niro, if you enjoy Stellan Skarsgård or even Sean Bean, I think you will enjoy the movie.
I think this one got overshadowed by Bourne a little bit at the time that it came out. Were they around the same time?
Yeah, I think so.
Or maybe the Italian Job was right. There was a lot of
I think the
small
Italian
cars
Job
in
came
European
out.
cities driving movie stuff going on at the time.
The Italian Job came out in 2003.
I say that was a while later, yeah.
Bourne Identity came out in 2002. I'm sure something else came out. I mean,
maybe it led the movement. Who knows?
Yeah, I looked at a few reviews after I started watching it, and it looks, it's weird. It's people are either like, this was a terrible movie, or they're like, oh yeah, it's the people that were expecting cinema, and then people that realize that movies can be fun.
Yeah, well, it's not that, but I would wonder if it would be better received as a product of its time now and accepted that it's kind of dumb and you have to make some go into the movies kind of concessions to the whole plot stuff than it was at the time where it was supposed to be this serious piece and people are like, this is kind of schlocky.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, this also goes back, I think, to a conversation we had last week. As far as I know, there was nothing else ever done with this property after this came out.
Oh, no.
It was a movie for the sake of making a movie. It wasn't a giant blockbuster franchise that had all this stuff. Like, we need more of that. And we are getting some of that, and maybe it's just my, rose-colored glasses on, but I feel like there were more original movies when we were younger.
It ties in with the game argument that we need more AA. Not everything has to be a tent pole. But nobody wants to spend money on something that's not a guaranteed return now. So it's tough.
Yeah, because shareholders need their money.
Well, they did it. What was the Emily Blunt movie with Ryan? Who's it's with the stuntman? It was about stuntmen.
Oh God.
They just did it. Well, anyway, it was
Fall Guy.
The Fall Guy. It was a good movie, entertaining, about something really interesting if you're into making movies, and they did a lot of the stunts, and they did it all right, and it bombed. And that's what happens, so it's tough.
I don't know. Is the public just dumb? Is
Yes.
that really what we've come down to? Is the public needs to be like, ooh, Marvel movie out, I need to see Marvel movie. And then something new, like, oh well, I don't know what this pertains to, so I don't know what I'm supposed to feel.
Who knows, man?
I
That's all. That's 2 hours on its own. But yeah, Idiocracy has been sadly prophetic, and
it's got what plants crave. So I mean, I got nothing else. I know we usually talk about this, and we kind of hopped away from it from the beginning. So if you want to talk about it, we can. But you've been doing a Mission Impossible rewatch, and I think you just watched Mission Impossible 3 this past week.
We did, and I'll tell you what, we'll save that for next week, purely because of the fact that I want to see, after we go into the next one, if there's kind of like a whole jump in the series, and if it really occurred between 2 and 3, or if it kind of happened between 3 and 4. So we'll come back, we'll full circle it. And I think assignments, we sort of have.
Yeah, we need to do those.
Yeah.
I think, and you can veto this if you want. I assigned you Burnout Paradise because I wanted us to play that together, which, surprising nobody, we did not.
I had my kid's birthday stuff going on all
there was
week,
stuff
kind of
going
thing.
on, and,
we took off. We went to the water park. We were building a computer. We were doing this and that. You have a real life. We all have real lives. Those all come first. So it's okay that we can delay a little bit or prolong.
Yeah, so how about we just go ahead and we use this last week to catch up on the things that, we didn't have time to this month. So for you, it'll be you and me playing some Burnout Paradise, and
No.
we'll set a night to do that. And I sadly cannot remember the name of the game you assigned me a couple weeks ago when I went on
that's
vacation.
literally from your backlog
Yeah.
IO or whatever. Yeah, or good game. Yeah, we have to do that too. I'll do it with you. Let's just carve out time.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
we got
let's
a
go ahead and
schedule.
do that.
We're old.
We are. And, if there's
I
only...
need a calendar invite to show up to something.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. We got calendar invites for
it
podcast
works for this
recordings,
show,
Yeah, maybe I'll start doing that for gaming. But yeah, let's just do that. Let's catch up on the things that we didn't do, and then
Fair enough.
how do we want to do next month's category?
Theming?
Do we want to? I mean, we've got quite a few Patreon subscribers at this point. Do we want to do a poll?
Let's
up
poll
a few options?
Yeah.
All right. So today
Let the
you and I
audience decide.
we'll chat a little bit later today.
Yeah, well, if
to come up
anybody's
with some
not
options.
familiar, basically you would pick the theme for the month of the games and movies that Wyatt and I are watching for this show. So we've done baseball, we've done music, we've done now motorsport. So you will pick whatever the next month will be, and so on and so forth.
It could be food. It could be talking dogs. Who knows? You'll tell us.
Could get specific.
Yeah.
I'm down.
All right, Nick. I think we put in a solid hour and a half. So why don't we go about the rest of our days? Hopefully you get a little bit of sunlight out there, and I'm going to go play in the van.
Yeah, man. Enjoy your weekend. Maybe we could get some Sunday game time in tomorrow. And sorry for the cloud of negative news for everybody listening. Hopefully getting me fired up was entertaining. Allow me to expend the extra blood pressure so you don't have to.
There you go.
But other than that, I hope everybody has a great week. Congrats to the handheld winner. We'll be back with another one next month. And please like, share, subscribe, all that nonsense. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your grandma. And we'll see you again next week. Wyatt, did I miss anything?
No, just stay cool, Daddy.
Oh, thanks, Dusty.